Boys, welcome back. We have college football. College football Saturday is here. We have some big games on this week. Last week we had some heaters. We went 7-2 on our plays last week. So make sure you're tapping in, locking in. You're getting on Pickett. You're tailing the bets because we have a lot to keep rolling, and we're going to keep stacking on this as we're going throughout the NFL, NCAA season, and NBA's right around the corner, only a month away. So that is my prime. Your prime. We're going to be making a lot of money out here. I'm not going to waste your time. We have 3 bets today. College football. 4 bets, kind of. 3 bets, and I'm leaning to a 4th bet. Okay? Anyway, topping straight into it. All right, so we're here on Underdog. Obviously, we're going to take our talents to neither of the Friday games. We're going to go to Arkansas and Oklahoma City State. Oklahoma City? Really got? Oklahoma State. Ollie Gordon going over 126.5 rushing yards. And off the dome, you're probably like, Gut, this might be the craziest bet I've ever seen in my life. That is such a damn high line. Ollie Gordon is the best running back in all of college football. And you'll see here. He's hit this in 7 of the last 10 games, obviously dating back to last season when he played better teams. Only had 104 yards last week despite the 27 carries. I get it. The offense looked a little bit like they were kind of stuck in their own tracks in the run game. He was only averaging like 3.7 yards per carry. But here's the good thing. The pass game looked good. It looked fluid. It looked like they were just trying to stack the box just to stop Ollie. I don't think that happens today. I think or when you're seeing this will be tomorrow. I don't think that happens as Alan Bowman looked really good in game 1, which is going to make them not have to stack the box or else they'll get beat by the pass. Not only the run, Ollie Gordon's going to be used all over the field. But the reason why I like it at 260 at 126.5 yards is simply this. He's going to get the volume, right? We already know he's going to get the volume, averaging 25 attempts last year and into this year with 27 attempts just in game 1. He's going to be the focal point of this offense. They made it very, very, very clear that they want to get him involved in every single way possible. He's going to see an immense amount of touches, but not only that. Arkansas last season allowed 229 rushing yards in the last 3 games this season. Per game. 229 rushing yards per game. That's nuts. And they haven't got any better. They have the same defensive coordinator as the past 2 years. They allowed, just last season, allowing 162 rushing yards per game. So this defense is very, very weak against the run. They didn't bring any really stud recruits on the defensive line or even the linebacking front. They have the same DC. Ollie's going to see the volume. He's a very efficient back despite his bad week 1. But as we all know, is in pass. And if you even scroll down here, you can see yards per attempt is an average in the last 10 games of 5.7. He's an elite back who's going to get an elite amount of touches, who's playing a bad defense in a 12-man personnel offense, who's going to run 2 tight end sets, run I-form sets. We're going to run where the fullback is in the fucking game. You haven't seen fullbacks in college football in a long time, but at Oklahoma State, you see fullbacks. And that is why we are going to hammer this over. He's going to see the touches, going to see the volume against a bad defense. I understand the line is very, very high, but I'm assuming he's probably going to see 25-plus touches, which makes me feel very confident he could easily make a big run. His longest rushes are normally around 35 yards, 30 yards. I think he can have a few of those big chunk plays in this game. I think OK State's obviously going to win this game. Arkansas is not a team I'm very afraid of at all. So I think it's going to be a good game script for him as well. Going to keep it short here. So we're going to take Ollie Gordon over 126.5 rushing yards for our first play. I absolutely love it. Second play, we're going to the biggest game of the weekend as we're going to take Quinn Ewers over or higher than 240.5 passing yards. Absolutely love this play. And if you're on Pickett, you would have seen that we have been crushing these plays. We're getting them out early to you guys. Make sure you're using code BDGE when you sign up on Pickett, and you're following me on Pickett because I posted this bet last night at 12:10 a.m. Why? I was doing my research then. So if you're up, you're getting plays early. That's not on me, okay? If you're up, you're getting plays early. You're dialing in, you're locking in, and we have these plays straight to you ASAP. You'll get them as soon as I post them. Bam, bada bing, bada boom. Make sure you're dialed in on Pickett using code BDGE. It's the best way to track your bets, track my bets, see if we're up or down, and we'll be keeping rolling. I'm going to be promoting this literally in every single video, so if you hate to hear it, that sucks. We're going to keep it fucking pushing. Sign up on Pickett. It's absolutely free, 0 cost using code BDG. Next, Quinn Ewers, right? Biggest game of the day. Number 9 Michigan goes into number, I think, 3 Texas, if I'm not mistaken. And Texas looked good, right? Obviously, they played a nobody last week, but we're looking for a big game this week from Quinn Ewers, again, a former Ohio State player. Not like that really matters, but he did play there for a little bit of time, originally committed there. But we're not going to sugarcoat this, right? Michigan looks bad last week. They played Fresno State and allowed 235 passing yards in that game. Not only that, but they had 0 offense. As you can see, Davis Warren's line is set at 152 for a reason, because this team stunk. They could not get any offense moving against Fresno fucking State. For the love of God, they're a bad team, and Michigan's offense looked bad. The defense was shaky at times. I understand they're one of the best defenses in the league. I understand they have one of the best schemes in the league. I understand that all. But at the end of the day, when you're playing the best, if not the most creative offensive head coach at Texas and one of the best assembled teams at Texas, 240 yards feels like absolutely nothing. It truly doesn't. And Quinn Ewers, obviously, he's not my favorite quarterback. I don't think he's an elite quarterback by any means, but he's a good quarterback in a great offense. And that's a good recipe to go over this line. I understand against Michigan, they don't allow any passing yards. Last year, they were so elite. They lost so many players since last year. I understand Will Johnson's still there. But outside of Will Johnson, it is not looking good. They have a 7.5 spread on this game for a reason. Texas should be able to run away with this one. I think they win by double digits in this as well. Quinn Ewers should be able to sling the rock. Isaiah Bond's going to have a big game per usual. Actually, we can look live at what his reception line is. Isaiah Bond, 53.5. They're expecting a big game out of him, as am I. I understand maybe they have Will Johnson hovering over him, but I highly doubt it. I think Quinn Ewers is able to get this 240 mark pretty easily, as he has 7 of the last 10 games, 4 of the last 5. In his 4 of the last 5 games, he's averaging, even against Iowa, he's one of the best defenses also, he's averaging 301.2 yards per game. Looks good, man. Looks good. I think he's easily going to soar over this line. Again, having a lot of pass attempts helps too, averaging 31 pass attempts per game. Only had 27 last games. They were absolutely blowing them out. I expect him to be a little bit higher today, as this Michigan run defense is a lot better than their pass right now. I expect Quinn Ewers to sling the rock. Should be an easy over there. And then to our other big game of the day, we have Avery Johnson to go over. You guys probably, a lot of you guys probably don't even know who Avery Johnson is. 194.5 passing yards. I love this line. A lot of you guys don't know who Avery Johnson is, as he's a sophomore this year, but he's an absolute stud. Very fast, very athletic, creative quarterback. He's going against a Tulsa team, or a Tulane team, sorry. That is going to make this a very interesting game in and of itself, as they also won big last night. Both these teams played cupcakes week 1, so I kind of wiped that slate overall. But you can take away a few things here. Let's go back to him. So we can take away a few things from this. Obviously, again, he hasn't hit this line. He was a freshman last year, didn't really play much. 153 yards last game in an absolute blowout where he didn't need to play much. They just ran the fucking rock the entire game. But this is promising. Even in a blowout, even in a game where it's not even close, he's still got 153 yards. I think he has the talent there. And they gave him 21 pass attempts. I think he's going to continue to go up. I think he's going to average probably around the 27, 28 passing attempts per game, as he also can run the ball. So he's a good dual threat RPO quarterback. Not only that, but he's a very highly touted and talented player. In a game 2 against a Tulane team that has been solid in the past, don't get me wrong. They're not a bad team, but they're nowhere, I think, comparative to Kansas State right now. Kansas State also has some weapons, and they look to be an explosive offense. Last season, Tulane averaged 225 passing yards per game. I think Kansas State, I think Avery Johnson can soar over that line. This team looked pretty smooth last week as well in their operations. Again, his first time really being the starter, really getting the helm, really getting under the scheme. I think game 2 is going to be massive for him, and he's going to be able to soar way over this line. Both these teams are coming off cupcakes, and I think Johnson's line is set way too low because he only had 153 yards against the cupcake, even though they didn't need him because they just ran the ball the entire game. I think that's why his line is set so low, because we don't really have a base. The books don't really have a base to go off of with him. So I think being able to snag his line as low as it is going to be an absolute steal this week. And I absolutely love this spot. The last bet I kind of have, it's a lean. I'm probably going to make an official play. And again, if you want to make sure you have all the official plays locked in, ready to go, set in your lineups, you're on Pickett using code BDG, and you're on Underdog, which is where I'm going to be placing these bets. Underdog Fantasy, use code BDG for that. As you can see right behind me, make sure you use the code BDG when you sign up because you'll get up to $1,000 deposit match, as well as you get a free square for the NFL this week. They'll also probably do a college free square as well. They normally do. It's just not out as I'm recording this. But for NFL free squares, we have CMC, who's going to be a free square. We have Lamar Jackson, which is playing in a few hours. You won't see this in that time. But they'll have free squares all throughout the weekend. You'll also have like Joe Burrow free squares, Tua Tagovailoa free squares, Dak free squares. There'll be free squares all over your page. They're also going to be doing stuff like this at the top of the screen. If we go up, profit boost, vulture protection for running backs. You get everything with Underdog. You're getting a ton of value, a ton of fun things that they do for promos, a ton of good ways to make easy money. I'm going to be promoting all of it, so make sure you're on top of it. Tell my bets on Pickett, not only that, on Underdog as well. But for our last lean, I'll go over. I don't want this video to be too crazy long. And not an official play yet, but it probably will be, so make sure you're following on everything so you know when it is, or if I end up doing it. If I don't see it and you don't see it, not going to be an official bet. But for now, I'm leading to it very heavily. Colorado versus Nebraska. Dylan Raiola at 235.5 passing yards. Already went up. It was 234 last night when I was going to make an official play. Dylan Raiola looked elite. He looked good. He did all of this in the first half of last game. Now, again, they played UTEP. Not a tough team. But Colorado has stunk. One of the bottom 10, I think even bottom 5 last season, if I'm not mistaken, passing defenses in all of college football. They did not look good versus NDSU, who's normally a run-first team. They're not normally a pass-first team, but they still give up easy passing completions, easy passing yards, and easy concepts, which is where I really want to thrive here because Nebraska's drastically improved. Obviously, the Colorado team blew them the fuck out last year when they played. Nebraska was not an established team then. Matt Rule's process did not start until this year. He's got Dylan Raiola. He got his quarterback. They're getting some good recruits, 4 stars, even a 5-star recruit. This is where they start to go up and up and up. Nebraska has an improved defense, which should give his offense more possessions. I think they're going to want to sling the rock versus a very, very below average Colorado secondary outside of obviously Travis Hunter. He's going to be the stud there to look out for, but he's really the only stud I'm worried about on this entire Colorado secondary. And I think this is going to be a very high-scoring game. I think it's going to be a shootout of a game. I think both these quarterbacks can go over their marks. I think Dylan Raiola soars over 235.5 passing yards. Again, he played realistically only the first half of passing the ball. He had 200 yards at the end of the first, and I think most of these stats are just, most of their basis is off the first half for setting this line. Passing completions, he attempted the ball 27 times with such little need to pass the ball. That's what I love about this line. I think he'd easily get in the 30s next game against a Colorado team. If he sees 30 over 30 pass attempts, this line will be absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed, blown out of the water. Passer rating was 122 as well, so he looked really good. I think he's going to absolutely smash this line, and I can't wait to watch this game. This is my favorite game, if I'm going to be honest, of the entire weekend. I understand Michigan, Texas is a big game, but this might be my favorite game that I'm excited to watch. So if we want to pull it up on here, Dylan Raiola right there, add it to the slip. The final slip and stain. I'm going to move my dome so you can see it. All right, our final slip and stain that you're going to see here, Dylan Raiola, Quinn Ewers, Avery Johnson, and Ollie Gordon. That's the 4 picks that I really like. You add the free square in when you use code BDG and you sign up, and we will be cruising to a 5 slipper that you can turn into a lot of profit. Let's just put an example here. If you put $10 in, you can win 60 or 100 depending if you flex it. If you flex it, it's not the end of the world. You still obviously make a ton of money, 6x your money there. Or even if you get 3 correct, they're still coming out positive. So definitely an interesting strategy to use. Again, it's a lot of overs, which kind of scares me. I normally don't take this many overs, but it feels great. I love these plays. I think they're going to absolutely smash. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below of your plays and what you think these games are going to and how they're going to turn out this weekend. I'll catch you guys next time. We're going to have a video out. Today's Friday. You're seeing this. You will get another video tomorrow on Sunday's plays and all of Sunday with me and Tony. So make sure you look out for that as well. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.